The surface area of prisms and cylinders. So, we need to know what surface area is. A surface area is the total area of all the outside surfaces of a solid. So if I wanted to paint the outside walls of the solid, how much paint would I need? So to find surface area, you're going to list all the faces of the surface and then find the area of each face and add. We will come up with some formulas later, but this is the basic. So what is the surface of a rectangular prism with base 5, height 8, and width 10? So we have, this is 5, that's 10, this is 8. So we have the front, we have the back, we have the left, we have the right, we have the top, and we have the bottom. So this was the back. So the front, I'm going to call this the front, is 8 by 10. The back is also 8 by 10. The left is 5 by 8. 5 by 8. So is the right. The top, this is 5 by 10. And the bottom is also 5 by 10. So if we multiply those together, we get 80, 80, 40, 40, 50, and 50. And then we want to, we've done step 2. We need to add them all up. So this will be 340 square centimeters. So part of the idea here is that with a prism, you can unfold it to make its net. So imagine that you have a pentagonal prism, a pentagon at the front, a pentagon at the back, and then you connect the front to the back. You get a bunch of rectangles. This was the height of each rectangle, which is the height of the prism. Here's the base of each one. And then this, and this, and this, and this, and this match up with the 5 sides of the pentagon. In other words, these 5 things add up to the perimeter of that pentagon. So if we look at the bases, we have 2 bases, and this space inside is a large rectangle with the perimeter of the pentagon, or whatever the base was, times the height. So this is the formula. You'll notice that the 2 bases are the 2b, and ph would be the lateral. So the surface area of a prism is 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter of a base times the height. And the height is the height perpendicular to the base. If you have a triangular prism, when I talk about the height, I'm not talking about the height of the triangle. I'm talking about the height connecting the 2 bases together. So what is the surface area of a triangular prism with base 5, height 8, and width 10? So we can use the formula. The surface area is 2 times the base, the area of the base, plus the perimeter of the base times the height. So the area of the base is a triangle, which is 1/2 base times height. Now watch out, area of the base and the base of the triangle are different. Base of the triangle is 5, the height of the triangle was 10. The perimeter of the triangle is adding up 5, 10, and 11.8, 11.18. And the height is 8. Now this is talking about the height of the prism. Now we want to type all that in. This is going to be 50 plus 26.18 times 8. Let's type that out. 26.18 times 8 plus 50 is 259.44 square centimeters. Note that it's going to be square centimeters because it's surface area. In a cylinder, the base is a circle. So the base, the area of the base is the area of a circle, pi r squared. The perimeter of the base is going to be the circumference, 2 pi r. So when we substitute this in, instead of the base, we'll write pi r squared. Instead of perimeter, we'll write 2 pi r. And then we still need to write h. So this is the surface area of a cylinder. Find the surface area of a cylinder whose height is 9 and whose diameter is 6. So this is 9 and the diameter is 6. Now it's tempting to use the 6 in the formula, but the radius is what we care about, so the radius is 3. Surface area equals 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. R was 3, R still is 3, and then h is 9. Now when we multiply this out, we do 3 squared is 9 times 2 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27 times 2 is 54. And when we add 18 and 54, we get 72 pi square inches. Find the surface area of this. So we want to, this is where the formula is much more useful than listing out the 6 faces. If you get a more complicated figure that you don't recognize, just list out all the faces and it will work. But for prisms, you can use the formula of 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter times the height. Let's find out what the area of the base is. Well, it's a trapezoid, so it's 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times the height. Note that that height and that height are not the same. So the bases of the trapezoids are 10 and 5. And the height of the trapezoid is 4.3. So when we multiply that together, we get 32.25 square miles. So 32.25 square miles. The perimeter is this 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 10. So 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 10 is 25. Again, I added up the 4 sides of the trapezoid. And then the height of the prism, this is the height of the prism, that's the length connecting the front to the back. So that's 12. Multiplying this gives us 64.5 plus 300. So 364.5 square miles. Find the surface area of this. The formula was 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. R is 2. R is still 2. H is 12. So this is 8 pi. This is 48 pi. When you I'm doing 2 times 2 squared, and then 2 times 12. And now we add these because they're like terms, becomes 56 pi square yards. Lateral means side, and the lateral surface area is the area of all the faces that are not bases. So the blue space is what we're talking about with the lateral surface area. The bases are the green. So, based off of that, the surface area formulas we already talked about. If you just cross out the bases, then that gives you the lateral surface area is just the pH. Or in the case of a cylinder, you cross out the bases, and the lateral surface area is just 2 pi RH. So if we wanted to find the lateral surface area of this, it's the same process as this. It's just that we ignore the area of the base. So we're just looking at this piece. The perimeter times the height. So the perimeter we said before was 25 from doing 10 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. And the height was 12. So 300 square miles. One more. The lateral surface area is 2 pi RH. R was 2 and H was 12. Multiplying that together, we get 48 pi square yards. That's surface area and lateral surface area of prisms and cylinders.